Hey, how's it going today? Today we will be fixing my nephew's sled. He's got an old style fuel indicator. It's been fixed once before, but we're going to eliminate it today completely by doing some plastic welds. Stay tuned. So now that we got all the fuel out of this, we're going to repair this fuel gauge. As you can see, it's not very stable. It's kind of just sitting in there. And we've got 2 holes in the fuel tank. Most fuel tanks, they're made out of HDPE, high density polyethylene. So the best filler for that is if you can find something with the number 2 on it. That's what you want to use for filler. Most oil jugs, most detergent bottles, stuff of that nature is HDPE and can be used for plastic filling. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to take some brake clean this area up really well. Also, we're going to take our jug and take a section of it. Clean up the oil really good. So we are going to be working with heat, so I'll make sure everything, all the fuel is sealed up and put away in a safe distance. Also have some sort of means of extinguishing. Some people like to pump inert gas into their fuel tank. I do have some available, but I'm not going to. I feel like I can accomplish this without it. We're not working with too high of heat really, so yeah, let's go from there. So all you're going to need for this is soldering iron. I've got a couple different tips here, one bladed and one kind of needle tip. I'm going to use both of them. Basically, we're going to take chunks of this and cut it out to match them holes just with a pair of scissors, and we'll start meticulously placing them in there. So once you get your shape cut out, I left a little tab on there because I'm going to be essentially putting it down into that hole. And I will need something to hold on to. So you're going to stuff it in the hole like that. But first we're going to use that one as a template and cut a bunch more. So we got our pieces cut out. Two of them got to be pretty accurate. The other two that are going to lay in there, they don't really have to be so accurate. Yeah, let's get into it. So as you can see, I've started to make a little bit of a weld. We're going to work it around the whole seam and let it cool as we go. Patience is key here. So it's coming along pretty well. The plastic is quite old, saturated with fuel, I'm sure. I'm having a little bit of hard time getting the stuff to bind, but it is coming along slowly but surely. Here's the bottom one. Yeah, like I said, patience. So I finished up one hole here. I'm pretty happy with how the two plastics bound to each other. On this top hole, I've been having a little bit of issue with it binding on just a part of the plastic. I had that same issue with this one, but I seem to work it out. I think it's impurities either in the tank plastic. It's not in my filler. It's something to do with the tank. Either it's too old or there's actual impurities that have to be burnt out of the plastic in order for it to get liquid enough to bind to each other. This one, like I said, it had that same kind of issue, but it eventually took. I've never done this plastic welding on something this old. This sled is, I believe, a 94 or 96, I can't remember. Doesn't matter, it's old. Anyways, I'll get back to it and I'll show you the finished product. So here's the finished product. As you can see, it is bound pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. It seemed like the plastic having a hard time binding to each other was in fact impurities. I gouged it out with a knife, and then the plastic took right away. So I'm going to be using this stuff made by Permatex. It's the right stuff, 1 minute gasket maker. I use this stuff on a lot of stuff that requires sealing. As long as your surface is clean, oil-free, impurity-free, this stuff will seal, and it is permanent. It's a really good product. I recommend it highly. So I'm just gonna cover up the 2 plastic welds with the right stuff here, and just as a fail-safe. So let's get to it. And there we go, finished product. Now all we got left to do is put a little bit of fuel in it, see if it holds. So now that I got fuel into the sled, I just want to verify the repair. As you can see, so far so good. The reason why I chose HDPE for my filler material is you want to try to match up the type of plastic that the original tank was to your filler, and the reason being is as plastics heat and cool, they expand and contract, and you want them to do it at the same rate as each other, or you'll have leaking issues again. You'll have your filler material separate from your tank material if they don't heat and contract at the same rate. So that's the main reason behind that. Birds like a kitten, off to the races. So here we are at my parents' house, just dropping off the sled. It's my nephew Steven. So let's see it go. Look, I fixed a fuel leak. This is my parents' property. Huge amount of fields for them to play around in. And away he goes. Got one happy camper. Thanks for tuning in. G Lose Everything. Hit like and subscribe if you liked what you see.